The blue team, the uniparty, the elites, they love to import things. They love to have everything created for them because they don't want to get their precious hands dirty. They want to be able to tell us what to do. And this goes, of course, for hate speech laws, which they are eager to import from Germany and have that code sent over here. Had Kamala, the cackling moron, won, I'd be facing jail time for the last few words that I used, despite them being 100%, 1,000,000% true.
Because there's an interesting fact, in case you didn't know, hard hats are actually unisex. Everybody's laughing.
Double the offense for having the temerity to double down. Am I right? But under Kamala, the blue-haired, oat milk sipping, sanctimonious elites would have turned the land of the free into a prison colony whose admission is merely the price of wrong, think. You said Kamala is a buffoon? Welcome to your cell. Call Nancy Pelosi a grifter of an insider trader, or Chuck Schumer a man who lacks rhythm? Here's a $5,000 fine. It's Orwellian, it's absurd, and it's a masterclass in protecting the ruling class while pretending that it's about saving democracy. Picture this. It's 2025, and the Democrats, fresh off another round of preaching about climate change, while flying, of course, private jets to various speeches to inflame sentiments against Elon Musk, who, by the way, has done more to battle carbon emissions than anyone on the planet, while sipping champagne on their Lear jet, decide that America, we just need to be more like Germany. Not the cool Germany with Oktoberfest and their well-designed and engineered fast cars, but the Germany where you can get a SWAT team at your door for tweeting that a politician is a professional idiot. Over there, they've got this thing called, and I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Beleidigung. It's fancy German, as I just said it, for you hurt my feelings, now go to jail. It's section 185, 188 of their criminal code. It's like a rule book for protecting the egos of people who already have too much power, especially compared to their innate intellect. Call Vice Chancellor Robert Habeck a moron? Boom. Police raid your house at dawn, scare your dog and children, and slap you with a €9,600 fine. Call Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, the stupidest foreign minister in the world. Congratulations, good for you. You're now a criminal, and your bank account's crying harder than a vegan at a butcher shop. The Democrats, they would eat this up like avocado toast at a Brooklyn brunch. They'd be like, oh, this is just perfect. We can finally stop people from being mean to us on X or expressing a differing opinion. Because, let's be honest, these people don't have the stomach for criticism. They're out there clutching their pearls every time someone calls Kamala Harris a dunce, or says that Chuck Schumer looks like he's auditioning for a Broadway role as a sad turtle. So they try to sneak in these German laws under the guise of protecting democracy or safety. They'd say, words are violence. That's why we're destroying and burning down your businesses and Teslas. And the media, CNN, MSNBC, the whole circus, they would just nod along and say, yes, we must save our sacred politicians from the trauma of being called dumb. I'm looking right at you, AOC. Wow, there's another 2 years in the slammer for me. But let's cut through the nonsense. This isn't about democracy. It's about protecting the ruling class. In Germany, for example, a 64-year-old pensioner got his house raided because he retweeted a meme, calling Habeck a professional idiot. His daughter, who has Down syndrome, was terrified when the police came a-raiding. And for what? A meme? While Habak's filing complaints over 730 hate speech cases like he's collecting Pokemon cards. In the US, the Democrats would turn this into an art form. Imagine Elizabeth Warren getting a SWAT team to raid your mom's house because you posted Liz looks like she's lecturing a buffalo, on account of her Indian heritage and all, which, by the way, if you dare question, that's double the offense. Or Joe Biden, before he shuffled off to Delaware, demanding jail time because someone said his speeches sound like a Roomba stuck in a corner. These laws do not protect the public. They shield the elite from accountability. It's a velvet glove over an iron fist, and the fist is aimed at your free speech, right in the kisser. And the fines? They are not pocket change. Germany is handing out 9,600 euro fines for calling Baerbock stupid, or 3,750 euros for a post about refugee kids. In the United States, the Democrats would crank it up to 11.
These go to 11.
You'd be paying $20,000 for saying Bernie Sanders' mittens looks like he mugged a Muppet. Or you'd get a year in jail for calling Pete Buttigieg Mayor Pete, who fixed 0 potholes. You don't criticize a public politician like that. The average American is already drowning in student loans and medical bills, and they can't afford to risk opening their big yappers and getting that type of fine. So what do you think happens? People, they zip it. They stop posting, stop tweeting, stop showing up to town halls. Half of Germans already and understandably avoid online debates because they're terrified of a fine, a raid, or even jail time. Import that here, and you'd have Americans whispering their opinions in DMs like they're trading state secrets in a Cold War spy novel. It's straight up Orwellian. 1984 wasn't supposed to be a playbook, but the Democrats would treat it like a vision board. Look what we can do. Hate speech becomes anything that bruises a politician's ego. Call a senator a moron? That, my friends, a thought crime. Retweet a meme about a congressman's bad hair? Off to the Ministry of Love with thee. The irony is they'd sell this as encouraging public participation. They'd say we're protecting democracy by making sure politicians feel safe. Safe? From what? From a sick burn on X? If you're too fragile to handle being called the German equivalent of a penis, maybe politics is not for you. Go knit your scarves or sew pillows, Karen. The real effect is just the opposite. People stop participating because they're scared that they'll end up bankrupt, in cuffs, or in jail. It's not democracy. It's a protection racket for the ruling party. And let's talk about the two-tiered system. In Germany, these laws naturally hit hardest when you insult the right people. The Green Party types or the ruling coalition. Anybody on the left is immune. But call the Alternative for Deutschland, that right-wing party that, as they're deemed and they're trying to get rid of them, you call them Nazis? Crickets. Courts are like, he's a public figure, deal with it. The Democrats would do the same. Insult to Republican, free speech, baby. Call a Democrat a globalist shill, straight to Guantanamo. It's not about fairness, it's about power. The ruling party gets a force field while everybody else is fair game. And remember the 2011 German case where a politician faced 50 days in jail or a 1,500 euro fine for calling another an ass? Or the 2021 Pimmel tweet, which means penis in German, about Andy Grote that sparked a police raid? The Democrats would turn that into a Netflix series, Cops versus Tweets, starring every oversensitive senator or House rep who could not handle a mean emoji. And the kicker? It doesn't even work. Germany's laws haven't stopped the AfD from climbing to 20.8% of the vote in the 2025 elections. People are so pissed about being censored, they're voting for the far right just to stick it to the cartel parties. In the US, you'd see the exact same. Silence people for calling a politician a moron, and they won't politely nod and vote blue no matter who. No, they'll get angry, louder, and probably elect someone even crazier than the last guy. These laws don't save democracy, they undermine it by making everyone feel like they're one tweet away from the gulag. So Democrats, if you're listening, and I know you're not, because you're too busy banning plastic straws while flying private to Davos, while working tirelessly to keep MS-13 gangbangers from being deported. Priorities, right? Please, I'm begging you, drop this German nonsense. Let politicians deal with being called morons. It's called growing a spine. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. It was taught in elementary schools to Gen X in the beginning of the millennial generation. Learn it again. America, we aren't perfect, but we don't need to turn into a country where a meme lands you in jail, although it already happened to Douglas Mackey for telling people to text in order to vote for Hillary. That's not freedom, amigos. That's a TED Talk gone wrong. And to the people out there, keep on roasting these clowns. Call them whatever you want. Just make sure that you stop voting for them, because otherwise the thought police are going to show up with a warrant and a pumpkin spice soy latte at your door. These same erudite few who cry climate change, or man-bear pig, as South Park refers to it, closed their nuclear reactors in all of Germany at a time when they produced 22.4% of their total electricity. And when supply was unable to keep up with demand, they had to decommission dirty coal plants to cover the electricity needs. While this, of course, led to increased energy costs for citizens and energy-intensive industries, those that actually produce things literally had to flee for greener pastures. Greener. But whatever you do in Germany, don't you dare call these politicos morons for their decisions, or try to vote in the party of resistance to the cabal. Which, by the way, these good little authoritarians, they are trying to ban the AfD. Don't you dare, because they've already told you what the penalty is. So my message to America is that we must resist these real fascists trying to strip us of our freedoms under the guise of safety. You know, the same strategy that they used to lock us down and close schools and prevent us from visiting our loved ones who were passing on during COVID. Once our freedoms are lost, they are nearly impossible to regain. Our forefathers fought a world war to protect us from the totalitarian Germans. And here they go trying to export their fascistic plots in a little box that says safety, which the blue team is all too willing to sign off on. Let's keep our imports from Krautland to Porsches and Mercedes. Oh, what's that? Thanks to your brilliant leaders, Germany, and the lack of electricity, they're moving production to America? Perfect.